Welcome to Maths for All. I'm Aisling Flynn. This is the circle 1.2, points on the circle. So points on the circle. If a point with an x and y coordinate is on a circle, then it will make the equation of the circle true. So it will make left equals right. So here's an example. Verify that the point 3, 4 is on the circle x squared plus y squared equals 25. And write down the coordinates of the 4 points at which this circle intersects the x and y axis. So let's look at the first part too. Firstly, your instruction to verify. That means to show it is true. Okay, here's my coordinates 3, 4. We have to show that 3, 4 is on this circle. Okay, so what do? Well, we substitute 3 for x and 4 for y. So 3 squared plus 4 squared is equal to 9 plus 16, which is equal to 25. And so substituting, we would have gotten 25 equals 25. So we say it's true, and we can conclude, and always write your conclusions, 3, 4 is on the circle. Okay, so it should make left equals right. Second part of the question, write down. So when it uses the words write down, it should not be a very long question. Okay, write down the coordinates of the 4 points at which this circle intersect the x-axis and the y-axis. Okay, so we might do a quick sketch here. All right, what do we know about this circle? Right, we know it has center 0, 0 because of its equation x squared plus y squared, and 25 is r squared, so we can say that our radius is 5. So if we go out the x-axis, it should cross it there at 5, minus 5, and the same going up on the y-axis, 5 and minus 5. So this is what it would look like roughly. As we said, the point 3, 4 is around here someplace, 3, 4, that's on the line. And we're asked to write down the coordinates of the 4 points at which it intersects the x and y axis. So here's our first one, and that is 5, 0, and also minus 5, 0. So they're the points where it cuts the x-axis, and it cuts the y-axis at 0, 5, and 0, minus 5. So if in doubt, give a quick sketch, all right? Some more practice. Show that the following points are on the given circles. So the first one, 2, 1, is it on this circle x squared plus y squared? Okay, so replacing x and y. So let me just set it up here. So 2 squared plus 1 squared is 4 plus 1, which is of course 5. 5 equals 5. Alright, so yes, 2, 1 is on the circle. Okay, part 2, which is here, my points is minus 2, 5, and this is my equation. So minus 2 to be squared. Now put any negative numbers in brackets. Plus 5 squared. So minus 2 by minus 2 is plus 4. So that's why we use the bracket. Plus 25 equals, yes, 29. We get 29 equals 29. So minus 2, 5 is on the circle when it makes it true. Left equals right. Part 3, my point is minus 4, 0, and this is my circle. So we have minus 4 to be squared plus 0 squared, okay, is equal to 16 plus 0, which is of course 16. We got 16 equals 16. which is what we needed here. So yes, minus 4, 0 is on the circle, and so on. And I just wanted to get to part 4 because there are surds or square roots. Okay, my point is x, y, and this is the equation of my circle. So we'll do square root of 5 needs to be squared, plus square root of 5 needs to be squared. Okay, now the square root of 5 by the square root of 5 is 5. So we get 5 plus 5 equals to 10, which is what we wanted. So we can say that root 5 is on the circle. Okay. So if we got left not equal to right, you conclude that it's not on the circle. So if a point does not lie on the circle, well then perhaps it is inside the circle or outside the circle. If a point xy lies inside the circle, when the values are put into the equation, well then left is less than right. Or the x squared plus y squared will be smaller than the r squared. So remember, we're talking about distances here when we're calculating those. Okay, so if you have a circle and you have a point inside the circle, right, remember this is a version of Pythagoras' theorem, well then your x squared plus your y squared is smaller than r squared. So whatever we want to call this, let's call it d for distance. You can see that it is smaller than r squared because the radius goes right out to the edge of the circle. Okay, so that's what we have here. So if it's less than, it means inside. And if a point lies outside a circle, when the values are put into the equation, then you get left is greater than right, or the x squared plus the y squared is bigger than r squared. Okay, so that would be, if we just do a little sketch here. So here's my circle. If we took a point outside the circle, right, and remember it is a version of Pythagoras' theorem. Right, so if there's my point, well the x value squared and the y value squared will give me this distance squared, which you can see is much longer than the radius because the radius only goes to the edge. So we get a distance that's greater than. So greater than means outside the circle. So remember, yeah, we're looking at distances here. Alright, so some practice on that. And here we're given the instruction, show that. In the previous slide we had the word verify, so those two things mean the same. We should know what the outcome should be when those words are used. So show that the point 3 minus 1 is on the circle x squared plus y squared equals 10. So let's do question 1 over here. So 3 squared plus minus 1 squared equals, so 3 squared is 9 and minus 1 squared, minus 1 by minus 1 is plus 1, so just take care with negatives. And we get 10, so 10 equals 10. So that 10 there being our r squared. So we can say 3 minus 1 is on the circle. Okay, let's do part 2. Show that the point 5 minus 1 is outside the circle x squared plus y squared equals 20. Okay, so let's do x squared plus y squared. We get 5 squared plus minus 1 squared. We get 25 plus 1, which is 26, which is bigger than the r squared, bigger than 20. Okay, and we can conclude that 5 minus 1 is outside the circle. Okay, and the third one, show that the point 1, 2 is inside the circle x squared plus y squared equals 8. So x squared, 1 squared, plus y squared, 2 squared, is 1 plus 4, which is 5, and 5 is less than our 8. So we can conclude that 1, 2 is inside the circle. Okay, and here are some more exercises. We're not going to do all of them, but I just want to point out here that the word investigate is used instead of show or verify. And investigate means maybe yes or maybe no. So yeah, you have to come to the conclusion. All right, maybe true or it may be false. All right, so let's just do the first one, and then you can pause the video and you can try the rest. Okay, so my point here is 1 minus 4, and my circle is x squared plus y squared equals 16, and we were asked to investigate if each of the following points is it inside, outside or on the given circle. So let's do our x squared plus our y squared. So I get 1 plus 16, which is 17, which is greater than my r squared, greater than 16. So I can conclude and write it down for the examiner. Write your conclusion. 1 minus 4 is outside the circle. Alright, so like I said, you can pause the video at this stage and you can try the other exercises there yourself. And then you can follow that by doing the quiz and your written exercises.